on, guys? Welcome back to Clash of Clubs. I'm Dylan. They just got punched in the mouth. They didn't even know how to react.
That is one Derby Diamond.
I'm Mila. Do we want to do a little pre-rookie? That was the last time they showed initiative to go get a fucking player.
City are still alive here. Balotelli, Aguero.
I'm Grant. They're talking a lot about you, 15. How will you respond, 15?
We downgraded from Peppa. Do you know how absurd that is?
Ladies and gentlemen, it's match day.
What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Clash of Clubs, Season 2, Episode 57. It's the best time of the year, isn't it? The 1 week where everyone has optimism and joy before either something goes inevitably wrong or you're a United fan. So, without further ado, I'm Dylan. That's Mila, Grant's below us. And because Arsenal play United on the very first day of the season, first game of the season, Facundo, welcome back to the pod.
What's up, guys? Nice season 2 intro. Let's go.
We're so here. We're so live. Time to self promo. Mila. All self promos. Yeah, we're on the road to 100 subs. Please be a part of that group. It's a very exclusive group. You can say you were here on the ground level. But if you also like short form content, we do stuff on all socials, and those are below. So let's jump into today's episode. City. So much shit happened with City. So Mila, yeah, you lead us in this discussion, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, let's talk about the outgoings before we even talk about the game. Grealish has been linked with Everton for a week now, maybe 2 weeks. But it's finally gotten ramped up a bit, so it looks like he's going to leave. McAtee finally going to leave to Nottingham. And then the surprise one out of all of these, I think, was the Savio links, and those have picked up rapidly in the past 2 days, 3 days. Spooky.
Was Savio the one player on your list where you looked at it and thought, like, oh, he's like, if there was any forward to be chopped out here, it would be him?
I mean, I just feel like since he only had 1 season under his belt, they usually give him another go. So
right.
In that sense, if it was going to be a winger, I would expect Doku. But if he wants out and it's not what we're looking for at the club, then I don't mind getting rid of him. I'm just not sure that the replacement is exactly what we need at the right wing, especially since he doesn't want to play right wing.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So we've heard.
He's better off the left. It's not like a question of can he play the right. He definitely can. And like all summer we've been looking at Arsenal like, oh look, they need a left winger. They should go get Rodrigo, and they didn't. And now it's City going to get him to play him in the side that he doesn't prefer,
want to play, yeah,
which is a little confusing. But maybe it's just one of those talent plays where it's like he's so good that maybe
if
you
he
just
wants
let him
to
do
come
it.
here that bad too, then
yeah,
that could be part of it. It might.
Well, I don't even know if Savio
there. So
did he want to leave per se, or do you think Tottenham were tapped him up and said, "Hey, do you want to play every week? Do you want to play every week in
like
Champions League?" You know what I mean?
Request.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't think it was necessarily him pushing to leave. His agent might have gotten his ear and said, "Hey, you could play every week in London and like World Cup year." You keep hearing that as of late. It's a World Cup year. It's important for these guys to get minutes. So I think it's more just an opportunity thing, especially what we're hearing from the City side saying like we're only going to accept big money. Like I think it was like 50 million euros. They rejected that immediately. So I don't even know if he's going to leave yet, but it is definitely interesting because you're hearing that he wants the move or he's interested in the move. And I mean, historically with Pep, we know how that goes. He's got no problem saying goodbye.
I don't think it is a good look for him to try to get out this late in the window and then try to stay here. Especially with a manager like Pep, that doesn't tend to bode well with him. So, in my eyes, he's gone already. Especially with how quick this has progressed, just overnight. I'm not too upset about it. I think he has a lot of talent, and we'll probably regret it in a couple years. But we need him to have output now, and he can't hit a non-moving object. So
it's
one of those ones.
It's a weird one.
Where's
you don't.
Rodrigo?
How
He's got pretty good track record in scoring, especially in big games of Champions League. So we'll see.
so it's just weird. You don't normally see players want to leave City. That's not a normal pipeline thing. And it usually, if they do want to leave, they are gone. That's been the thing. Like Alvarez wanted to leave, gone. The only player that wasn't allowed to do that has been Bernardo. That's because Pep is definitely touching him in the changing room or something. I really don't know. There's got to be some shit.
Go seek new ventures unless you're Bernardo.
Unless you're Bernardo Silva. Yeah. So it's a weird one. I mean, from Spurs' perspective, it's a home run. Like even like if you're willing to take the punt on him, they haven't signed anyone, so any player is better than no player. And he's talented. We all saw it. I'm not, you guys know I'm not as high as I once was on him, for the simple fact that I don't think he can hit the barn side of a fucking.
Yeah, he did score 1 goal in the league, if I'm not mistaken. 1 singular goal.
Yep. I think I dropped him. Someone else picked him up in FPL, and then I picked him up again, and then he was garbage. So I don't If you get Rodrigo though, like that's a serious play, and even if Doku doesn't work out, you just put him there.
The fit on paper doesn't make as much sense.
Super on paper, yeah, it's super similar to what Marmoush offers on the left side. So if he's coming to play the left side, it is redundant. It just doesn't make sense to spend £185 million on him. Whereas if he's going to play the right, then sure, but all the reports have been that he doesn't want to play the right. Maybe that's just so he can get away from Real Madrid, but I don't know.
Well, maybe it's just a thing that like the right side on your guys' system isn't touchline anymore. So maybe he'll be a little closer to goal, and that's really what he's looking for.
Yeah.
Because in Madrid they just
inside forward
to Narnia, and they said Mbappe and Vinny are kind of just gonna do their thing, and you'll figure it out. Which was never the right play, but maybe that's why he's gone. I don't know.
Some overload working too, but we could talk about it more if it actually happens. This is all speculation at the moment.
It is.
This game though should be fun.
Yeah, dude. No better way to start a year than with Wolves.
Yeah, I think we'll take care of them easily. Some new guys are gonna shine. I don't really have much to say about this because I haven't been watching Wolves preseason at all.
What?
And we had one game, so there's not much to judge off of.
We played a preseason tournament in America, Mila.
Postseason.
I heard it was a preseason.
It was so long ago. No, even if you want to, we want to consider it preseason. It was so long ago. So as a recent footage to go off of, all I have is that Palermo game. Palermo, and they had a good showing. We also played 2 teams. Probably not either one of those was going to be the actual team that we put out. So I don't really know what to go off of, but everyone looks fit. Outside Kovacic and Rodri. Reinders looks great. I think he's going to be super important in this next game. Hopefully Haaland gets a couple goals. And Doku G&A. I think those are the big points I'm looking for.
What's
the 6?
I was gonna say that's my question because I have no idea.
I'd guess it's Nico G.
Did he play in the preseason game?
Yeah.
What a crazy turn of events.
He's gone. He's back.
I don't think he was ever leaving. That was
smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
Hey, he's getting his chance. Like you were saying, like at some point he was gonna have to play if he was gonna stay. Like you gotta make yourself undroppable at a certain point. And for him, like this is the game for him to do it, right? Like he's got a month to prove that if Rodri isn't playing, he's the guy that fills in at the 6, which he didn't. He didn't prove in January, so maybe now you're looking at close to, 8 months with the side. Like, yeah, maybe. I don't know enough about the player still, which is kind of crazy to really give a thing.
We'll see what he's capable of. I don't think he's really that 6 though, so it'd probably be more of a double pivot. If anything, we don't have anyone to fill in for that 6 role perfectly right now. I mean, you could do Stones if you wanted to. Dangerous.
He could do that for 22
Yeah,
minutes.
but no one else is gonna fill the lone 6 role, so it would have to be a double pivot no matter what we do. If it's Rico, Nico Gonzalez, any of these guys, it's gonna be 2 of them, not just one.
Fair.
And then who the fuck knows what's gonna happen in the forward line?
Holland's probably up top.
That's
It's a good
fair
guess.
assumption, but I don't know if Foden's still resting the ankle recovery, it'll probably be Bob.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be fun.
Cherokee's probably gonna start, and Doku or Marmouche. I'm not really sure who's.
Need some Bob minutes.
I think Bob will play up until if we get Rodrigo. That's also another thing that I don't like about getting Rodrigo at the right wing is that Bob.
We have food at home.
We have to sacrifice Bob.
Can't happen.
Facundo, you strike me as a Wolves fan. I'm just kidding. You just haven't spoken in a while.
Yeah,
Do you think that Wolves has any chance of picking up points here?
No, I've given up on teams actually playing City. So, yeah, I don't know. They lost one of their best attacking players. I did like how they ended last season. I haven't seen a lot of them in preseason. Yeah, it'll just be interesting to see how they adapt. Where is it? It's at the Etihad? Or is it at
It's a good question.
Molyneux?
That is a great question.
Oh, Mila, you should know this off the top of your head.
Bro, I'm not ready, clearly.
It's funny. The one page that I actually have saved
At the
on
Molyneux.
my thing is
Oh,
Wolves.
it's
Nice.
away.
Maybe that gives me a little bit of hope because City usually struggle at the beginning of a year to look the part, but they usually get results. I think it'll probably be the same thing here. They'll figure something out, win the game, which is all that really matters. I think, at least for them and the bigger teams, as long as they can pick up points early with our schedule, the quicker they can pull away, the better.
I'm looking at this Wolves lineup, and I'm almost a little disappointed I didn't have them getting relegated. It's awful. It's really awful.
Yeah, Jose Sal's still there.
Yeah, and not only did they lose Cunha, they also lost Nori, who's going to be playing against them this week. Like
They have
that's
Strand Larson.
yeah, he was only good because he had Cunha and Nori behind him.
No. Cunha was suspended and he was bagging goals.
He scored 10, and I think
At
Cunha
Wolves?
and Nori had. I think a majority of them were from him. That's what I'm saying. I just think that even if it wasn't Cunha playing, it was Nori. He's not bad. Sorry, he's not a bad player.
Double-digit goals at Wolves. Double-digit goals at Wolves.
Yeah, I also I've seen plenty of strikers score 10+ goals in this league, and it's just it doesn't move.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't have the pleasure the past few years with before Jackson.
Yeah, it just doesn't move me as much. I genuinely just think that Wolves are, unless they just kick all of City's players' shins in, like this might be steamroll City.
So what's your score prediction then? Because I personally I'm feeling a 5-2. Like I could see goals of flowing in this game.
I think it'll end like 4-1 City. I don't know why that many goals to start the season, but it just feels like one of those games.
My dog is freaking out. Yeah, 4-0.
Wow. Whoa.
Give us a 1-1 fact.
I was just gonna say 2-0, 3-1, something like that.
Yeah, just an ass kicking. I shouldn't have looked at the Wolves lineup because then I could have put out some bullshit. But I looked at that lineup from their last game, and now I'm just not. I'm not. I can't get behind that. I can't get behind that at all. Cool. So City in the book. Chels?
Oh yeah.
They're ready, everybody. He's going to pause it 20 times, and you're going to see the Club World Cup logo right.
I'm not going to do that. God.
Didn't even have the decency to put on a Chills jersey for the opening game.
Bro, listen,
Wanker.
man. All right, my mood was ruined today. Okay,
Why
don't
was
we
your
start
mood
there?
ruined?
Why don't we start there?
Why was it ruined,
As you
sir?
guys understand, we've been advancing on Xavi Simons for a few weeks now, and it's, in case you haven't heard from Fabrizio Romano, Garnacho and Chelsea is the story of the summer, and it advanced today. Personal terms are agreed, and it's a bit frustrating that that's being prioritized. It seems like over Xavi Simons, but it's looking like that's going to be my reality. He's going to be at my club. Not very happy about it, but at the same time, he's completely forced the move. He's severed all ties. He's burned every bridge. We're going to get him for really cheap. We're going to sell him in 2 years to Arsenal for 60 million and call it a day. I think this is a profit-seeking move. And to Dylan's points throughout our first 56 episodes, he's not an awful player. His attitude is a problem, and he's 19, 20 years old. So I'll cope, but I'm very disappointed, Dylan. I can't lie and act like I'm happy. But again, once he puts the shirt on, like, we got to support him. He's on the team, right? I got no choice, but I think he's going to win the fans over pretty quickly. He'll slap the badge. He'll disrespect United. He'll be a prick. He'll know how to win the fans over, but he'll have to earn that from the fans for sure, because I just don't think the signing makes sense. It's frustrating considering the player that Xavi Simons is and the player that Garnacho is, and kind of what we've seen from this squad lately. I'd much rather have one in than the other in terms of priority. So,
you know my thoughts with Chelsea's transfer strategy. This one makes the least amount of sense out of all of the ones that you guys have done. Over the last 2 years, this one makes the least amount of sense to me. Because you already have plenty of ammo in that position.
João Felix is up there.
Well, João Felix, at least it somewhat made sense because it could have been like Palmer depth piece. Like, I could have seen I can understand it a little bit. I don't understand this at all. Like, I just don't think he's gonna play. Like, he came out with that quote today, and it was like, oh yeah, like either I go to Chelsea or I don't play for 6 or 12 months, and I stay there. Yeah, mate, you're not gonna play for 6 or 12 months if you go to Chelsea, you fucking moron. You're not gonna play. Like, I hate to say that to him. Like, I wish I could be in his face.
Yeah, we
like,
paid double for another winger that plays the same position, is the same age. And another frustrating part, like Tyreek George in the preseason games, he's looked very good.
Yeah.
There's no reason for us to force him out to bring in Garnacho other than help our financial situation.
I don't even think that's forcing him out. I think George has realized that he doesn't have minutes and he wants
to
play.
Leave. He should
go play. And
Garnacho
is looking at that and going, I could do that. Like,
keep George. Keep fucking
I
George.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Would you rather want a young guy in a win now situation, or a better player right now that can help you win now and also be quality backup depth in a position that you've been lacking at?
So you're saying bring in a Trossard?
I'm just saying I don't think it necessarily doesn't make sense. You need a left-sided player.
Yeah.
Anyway, you don't really want Neto. You don't want Neto playing there. Exactly. I don't think. How old is George? Like 19.
George is 19. Yeah, he's a year or two younger than Garnacho.
Garnacho's
played way more
Premier
senior
League,
football, though.
more minutes. He can help you win now, which is what I think you're trying to do. Like City do this really well. Like they're selling Savinho. They don't have any business selling him, but they're trying to win now. So I think from that perspective, it makes a little bit of sense. I get
between those two.
I get the frustration. I also just think a change in scenery is sometimes good, like I've discussed with the player you dislike. But I think it's been
another few coming.
A mess at United for a little bit, and I don't really think anyone has really succeeded in those situations.
Agreed.
So I don't think it's a bad player. He's frustrating, like especially clinically. Sometimes you just got
rid of one of the frustrating wingers.
Yeah, but like
bring another one in.
I understand the idea of putting the ball in the net, but that comes with having to create chances in order to put the ball in the net. And I think Garnacho creates a lot of chaos. So I think in that sense, it makes sense. I think you need more of a left wing, even though I think Simons could do like the wing fielder Arsenal, like left attacking mid type of vibe. But I don't necessarily think the move doesn't make sense. I think it kind of does.
I think it definitely makes sense. Like Gittins,
you're getting engagement
minutes.
farmed. That's why you're getting mad.
Oh, of course, bro. It's the worst thing ever to just see another tweet reworded like it's a story post. He's waiting on his Chelsea move. How do you know? Like, who told you that? That's what I want to know. But I think, again, you see Gittins for 60, 70 minutes, and then you bring Garnacho on for the last 20 minutes. Like, yeah, that's a really exciting thought. And again, when I look at it objectively, you're going to pay 35. If we pay more than that, I'd be upset. Probably going to end up being like 35 plus 5. Worst case scenario, you flip him in 2 or 3 years like we did Madueke, because I don't think Madueke failed here. I don't think he was a failure at Chelsea. From the player that came in to the player that's leaving, he definitely improved. But to your point that you just made, Chelsea see Madueke that way, where we think you're a good player, we think you're going to get better. We prefer not to sell you to a rival, but we can make a profit on you when we're bringing in the Esteval, when we're improving on that spot. We're going to have to take our chances and hope that we made the right decision. So I get it from terms of squad building, but just get Xavi in first, bro. The kid's been waiting like a month. What are we doing?
What makes you think you're not going to get both?
When
has money ever mattered?
The engagement farming's
there's a lot of time left in the window, in my opinion.
What I don't get with
especially
it is
if you sell Jackson, then you've recouped all the money. So like the window's not.
We haven't talked about that on pod.
I get that the transfer window matters more than the actual Premier League to you, but the window's not over yet. You still have time. There it is. You still have time to make a move, sell, which you're good at doing.
Thank you.
And then have both players. I think it makes sense. I think you're forgetting that you're playing in the Champions League, in a league when you're having meaningful games in another competition and you're trying to just stay relevant in December. You need quality backup just to get through that portion of the season. So I think it makes sense.
Maybe I just don't see Garnacho as an Enzo Maresca player, and that's why this is confusing to me. Like from a player perspective, it just look. I understand why he wants to move. Like that project has been attractive to a bunch of young guys, and from a United perspective, like they're gonna have to get rid of him at some point. He's clearly pushing this move, and also, if United are really serious about Baleba, like this 30 mil goes a long way. Or whatever it is, 40 mil. I don't know what it ends up being. That goes a long
profit.
And from that perspective, like if you're Chelsea, like you've gotten off like pretty much doing this to other clubs. Like doing this for United is not the way that I would want to do that. That seems like a weird move.
Maybe it's like a my bad on the mount thing, and like we'll even it
help
out.
you out.
Like we'll give you a little bit back, and because we're gonna flip him at some point. I think that's a fact. Like Coenda's coming in next year. Like I don't know whether he plays on the left or right, but there's going to be better wingers in Garnacho.
I don't even see him playing. I genuinely just think that like if push comes to shove, it's Gittins, it's Simons, and they would actually. I think Maresca would just rather play João Pedro out there. That's why I just don't understand.
He'll find a way to get a Simons or a Pedro in over a Garnacho. Yeah, or throw Neto on the left. Esteval by December, he'll probably be in a shout to play one of those front three positions. Like competition is stiff.
But I also have to stop thinking that Chelsea are a normal club and they operate under the same normal assumptions that most other clubs do, because that's not the case.
Like world fucking champions.
Boy, Dylan, we've learned something going into season 2. Let's go.
No, look, I understand it. I still get confused by it. It just doesn't make any sense to me. I just sit here and I go, well, that doesn't make sense, and then it works out. So
thrown on top of the world.
I think it's funny because you critique your fan base on social media, but I think you act exactly like them.
Oh, don't do that.
Like there's so much time left in the window. Look at what every team in the top like 6 is doing in the Premier League. Like even United, who finished where they finished last year, is showing it. Like we want to improve now because they feel like there's the ability to win and get in that 5th spot. Everybody right now this window, it's actually insane. Has spent.
Bro, we did it during the Club World Cup. We brought in a striker and he won us the tournament. I know exactly what you're talking about. We just did it.
But everybody's trying to win. So like it makes sense
you're
trying to bring in another player that will help you do that now. Like
that's
having both options.
I don't think he's that help. I don't think he helps us that much, especially when we have George at home. We got George, Gittins, and to Dylan's point, you switch up the system, you tuck in the left-sided player. Now it's a Xavi Simon.
That's the antithesis of the Chelsea project right now.
We'll only figure that out once it happens.
That's not the Chelsea way.
I'm tired of talking about him. That deal has been promised to him for so long. It's gonna happen at some point.
Hope he gets like the number like 20. Like what's a meaty number? I don't know. Even like 34. No, we have a guy that wears 34.
There's a 219
52.
in Liga MX.
Yeah, give him 219. Slot 219 on him. There you go.
Yeah. So Chelsea had a productive 2 games. Where actually a lot of guys played a lot of minutes for games that were like 3 games in 3 days.
2 days apart, yeah.
That was peculiar, but I guess it's just to get them back up to speed. And they looked really fucking good in both games. Pretty much picking up right where the Club World Cup left off.
Yeah, and I think I got to preface it again with what I've said about other preseason games. I got to play ball. I got to be fair. I don't really value too much preseason when it comes to the results. We're looking more trying to take things away from the performances for how it's going to look during the season. And we definitely got a new look in those games. We had a lone pivot with Caicedo, and you had 2 8s next to him. One of them being Cucurella or Hato, and then Palmer at the top of the diamond, so 4 in midfield still. And then the wingers, especially when it was Palmer and Estevao, a lot more interchange in the final third. I know Facundo was very critical of how rigid we were last year. We're starting to see differently from our attack, and I think Estevao has a big part to play in that, and just the way he sees and interprets the game. But we looked really sound. I like to the points that you've made, Dylan, about kind of our transfer business and who's going to fit where. Now it's starting to all come together. You're starting to see which players are fitting where, like our new signings, they fit like a glove in the system. So I'm just really excited to get the season started, honestly. I feel like we didn't talk about it much on camera, but we've been texting a lot about kind of my thoughts on it. But in reality, we need to see it against these real teams. We're only back last Monday. So I think we need to get up to speed pretty quick. It kind of looks like we are, but again, it's because we just got off 3 weeks ago. Club World Cup final was less than a month ago. So I think they're going to be up to speed pretty quickly. That just worries me more on the back end because they never really got a real break. None of the teams that participated in this tournament have really gone into a season like this. Like we don't know what's going to happen. We already lost Colwell, which is a huge hit. Who knows? But
honestly, I think that's where we should stick because I think that honestly, like all the good that happened in
only negative.
It really does push the team in a way that you can't even like. That's such a big loss. I mean, I talked very fondly.
Easily our most reliable defender, essentially.
And so now, unless you guys end up doing business, which would be no surprise if you do, and your manager came out and said it.
And Xavi
Garnacho at center back.
Dude, yeah, that's another problem with the signing, bro. We've got multiple priorities that are not him. But yeah, Colwell's a huge miss. Huge miss. But I think a Chempong, this can really be it for him. This can be time for him to really get his spot in the first team. Came up as a right back, but I mean, I see him more as a center back now. He's 6'5" for one, so he looks the part. But we've seen him at the central center back and left center back during the preseason, and he looked really comfortable in both games, still able to progress the ball. And I think in terms of the eye for a pass that Colwell has between the lines, I think a Chempong replicates that pretty well. Tosin's pretty adventurous himself, but I think, especially long term, I think a Chempong is more exciting at center half. But I think it could be a big season for him. Big teams were in on him. We said no. He needs to play. So I think it's his time to shine. But I've seen Facundo shaking his head the past 60 seconds. So I got to hear what he's saying.
You just bought.
Who? Hato?
Yes.
He's looked really good in that 8 position at left back. In possession, he's left-sided midfield, getting forward. He looks really comfortable getting forward in those spaces. I do not see him as
John
a center
Stones
back.
and invert from center back and have Kukurea cover. Like, bro, that guy's you're gonna get.
It's another option.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm high on him, so I would play him.
The only concern that I have is we talked about like leadership and experience with this Chelsea side, and now you've lost what I thought was the core leader back there for me.
Absolutely.
He turned into that leader and like answered a lot of questions, and now you're replacing him with 2 19-year-olds, and you're going to ask them to go to the biggest stages of the world and compete at that level. That's a very difficult thing, right? Are they both 19?
Yeah.
Champong.
I believe so, but one has also been captain of Ajax for like 3 years now. So.
Yeah, he's
that's
not the pairing. They're not both going to play together at center back.
No, but I think that is like a leadership role.
That's
like,
fair.
He's a leader.
You can still have young leaders. Like it. That's a compare, but I think it reminds
It's our team,
me
bro.
of like a Declan Rice.
No, 100. That's fair. That is fair. I just don't. I to Grant's point, I don't even know if he's going to play there.
Yeah, he looked really but it's an option. Just the way what I saw from him in preseason, again, he was that left-sided 8 in possession, getting forward, running the channels. He looked very good doing that. It did not come to mind once that, hey, this kid probably played center back 2 years ago. You would have had no clue watching that game. But again, it is a solution internally. I do think there's pressure to go get one. Fofana, I love Fofana, but you can't. He started 26 games, I believe, in 3 years. You can't rely on him to be there consistently. I really like Tosin, but again, he's a squad player. I wouldn't want to rely on him to play 50, 60 games. Chalobah, probably the same. So no one's really of that level, bar Colwell before the injury. So there's pressure on it, but I really do think Acheampong, I believe in his ability. I'm really high on him. Maybe it's too much too early, but like Bournemouth went in, they wanted him as soon as Hoyson left, and we said no. So like they think he's ready. Do we think he's ready? I lean towards yes, but
I mean, you're also
he does seem like
has no Europe, and they only have Premier League to deal with. Like I know what you're saying. They rated him very highly. It's just that's a lot of minutes, and I think at some point you have to protect players like that, especially at center back. You make one mistake, that's such a mental portion of the game. It's like the second most mental position in terms of like positions on the field for me outside of like keeper. You make one mistake, it could totally fuck up your career. I feel like that for center backs. It's just a personal thing. So
yeah.
And I really like the player, so I don't want to see him get like thrown out there and then it be too much too soon and then him get kind of thrown to the side.
Yeah, he looks like he's going Liverpool though. I don't think he's happening now. I don't think that's even on the table.
Which sucks because we've talked about him for so long. Is like it kind of feels perfect. Like that kind of feels like a perfect
stopgap sell on clause. So we got a discount. Versatile in the back 3. He's a leader. He's weak in the air. I see a lot of people kind of panicking about it. Again, it's not going to happen anyway, but there's a reason he started for England and did well. I think in terms of what we're asking for right now to kind of fill in here, I think he would more than do the job. But I don't know. I keep hearing about Antonio Silva from Benfica, but that would be really expensive to have no groundwork done on that at this point in the window. It just seems unlikely to me. So I really don't know. I don't know what to expect, but
yeah,
we might do something, right, Facundo? You never know.
I mean, your manager didn't come out and say that you needed to go buy somebody for you guys not to.
No, he said it was a priority to address it. But again, language barrier, who knows? Maybe he didn't know what he was saying, misinterpreted.
Yeah. Anyways, Chelsea play Palace, which is actually a really intriguing matchup.
Game.
2 teams from London that had some silverware. All right.
I mean, you're rolling.
Now we're talking.
Rolling with momentum.
Both rolling. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless of the banter, like this is a great game to start the season for both of you guys because you have some chest out right now. And
no doubt.
Palace literally just are on a high too, as of recent.
And they're
Both
upset at the
recent.
system because they got demoted to
course.
Conference League, confirmed.
Of course.
Reigning
Now they
Conference League
play-
champions is where they're coming to visit.
They're out for blood. You got a target on your back. I
It
think it'll be
sucks.
great. They're a really good team, and I know we were talking today that we might have underrated them just based off looking at their lineup on paper and
Palace Tax.
another year of Glasner. It is Palace Tax, but they're looking pretty good.
They definitely should be
So,
higher than
we'll see.
12th, but we picked them we put them in 12th just because they always finish 12th. You're right, they do. They look better than 12th.
This is a tough one to gauge because Eze could be gone by the end of the week. You know what I mean? And
You'd
like,
like
if they
that
don't
for
have-
them, though. Yeah.
if you don't got Eze, I just don't think that they have enough to really compete in a game like this. But
I think they'll have him for this game, but
you think he stays for the week?
He does love a goal against us. Yeah.
I mean, let's assume that he
just-
is. It's
I think
easier to
it's-
do that.
I mean, we're at Monday. I mean, it could move quickly, but I think
He's got linked with him in
part of our
June.
season is so busy. Like we need to just lock in. I think if anything happens, it's probably later in the window, closer to the deadline. But I probably don't even know if we'll buy another player, even though we need to. But sorry, bring it back to Chelsea. My bad.
No, that's it's a good point because we should just go under the assumption that Eze is playing.
They got Jean-Philippe Mateta. That's who I'm
They
worried
do.
about.
And Wharton. Like they are a very good side. Munoz has been good. The question will be if Gahey's healthy. He came off injured in that match, which is obviously that would be a blow. But they're well drilled, well coached. They have a system and a philosophy that works, counterattacking, and then they're pretty fucking clinical. Like if that's one thing I've learned about Palace over the last 3 months, it's
take their chances.
Yeah, they take their fucking chances. So it's like to Milo's point, it's a really good test for Chelsea because you finally go up against Premier League opposition that is not like it's not like United where you're going up against the cream of the crop right away, but it's also not like a bottom feeder like City's going in where it's like, do we really know where this side is at right away? And so we'll know right away like where Chelsea's at in terms of fitness and all of that stuff against a really good Palace side.
Yeah, I think we got it. I think we've addressed some things with our team to address the low block allegations. I think to Facundo's point back when we were talking about him last year, that's the first big test you have to prove. When you play a team like Brighton who are going to come at you and they give you all that space to attack, Cole Palmer will figure that out. But how are you going to figure out just 5-4, just lines of men right at their box? So I think Palace will give us problems, no doubt. They're very dangerous, especially without Colwell in the back. We still have questions back there. Allegedly, Fofana might be fit. We will see. I don't put much stock into it, but I back a 3-1. I'll back a 3-1 for us. And if João Pedro scores in that game too, if he scores in another competitive game, I might get gassed. I mean, already getting me forgetting about Jackson, and I love Nicholas Jackson, man. No matter where he goes, I'm a fan, except Tottenham. But João Pedro, if he bags another one, I will get very unbearable.
Where is this at?
It's at home.
Okay, that's helpful.
Honestly, if it's the same match-going fans as last year, maybe not. But I think we might have turned the page.
You guys were better at home last year, anyways, right?
We got booed off the field against Ipswich.
But statistically, we're better at home. I don't care about your fans because they're your fans. That's what Chelsea fans are.
I would hope so. Yes, I would hope so.
Yeah, I think that I don't think it's gonna be a walk in the park, but I also based on your guys' form, I think that it'll be like a 2-1. A 3-1 is kind of what I want to go for, but 2-1 is kind of what I'm feeling. Like maybe you guys hold the possession, can't like get it going like in the first half, but it dominant 2-1 if I could predict one. Yeah. How do you guys see the match going? If you had to predict something.
I think 2-1's good. I think it'll be a tough one. They're not just gonna roll over for Chelsea, but I still have Chelsea coming away with the win.
2-2 draw.
Yeah, there it is. Something different.
I'm being a hater.
As you should.
They'll probably win, but I need everybody to drop points early.
Yeah, same. Same.
Yeah, Dylan. Who are Fulham playing this week?
I don't know who Fulham are playing this week. It doesn't even fucking
That's who you're worried about dropping points.
No, I'm worried about playing one of the best sides in the league. The first match day of the week.
Is it at home?
It is at home. And not to say that, like, look, Amarim, if anything, last season proved that he can play against the better teams. So I'll be curious. I have no idea tactically where United are going to be in this match. And I was talking to Mila and Grant about this yesterday. Like, I think there's a realistic chance that C.O.C starts, which is fucking ludicrous. I'm going to go. We're going to do this preview on under the assumption that he doesn't start, because I think that's probably the most unlikely of the two options, but I think he gets minutes. Just crazy.
When's the last time he's played?
I don't know, but I think he plays.
Yeah.
I mean, I heard the story that they rushed Xerxes back to have Højlund not play in the Europa final, like extended minutes. Like, they really don't rate Højlund over there internally, so I think you might be right, Dylan. He might pull a João Pedro, just go straight into the lineup, see what happens.
Yeah, according to Amarim, it sounds like they have had a hard time pulling him off the training pitch from all this stuff currently, and that he seems to be in shape. Now, the question is he fit enough to play a 90 in the Prem? Fuck no. Fuck no, he's not. But can he give you can he give you an hour? Can he give you 30 with either United going to a false 9 tactic, or I don't, Xerxes hasn't played all preseason, so I don't expect him to play in this one.
Is he still recovering from the hamstring?
Nobody knows. There has been no reporting on Xerxes.
Welcome back, Tyrell Malacia.
He's been in training, I can tell you that much, but I can't tell you like what the holdup is. This is the best match of the match week. It just is, and
definitely is.
There's just so many storylines that you can go back and forth on. You've got Gyökeres going up against his old manager. The striker situation in general, like, it was both teams' first choice that ended up in the other team's position, which is probably the way that I would have preferred that, right? Like, United needed to kind of build through something, and Arsenal needed the surefire option, right? Like, that's how that ended up playing out. Now, whether or not that's the way that everyone likes that, we'll see. But I mean, Gyökeres through the first couple of preseason games the last preseason game he was good, right, Facundo?
Very good. He combined a little bit more, like dropping into midfield, which I like to see. We were more direct. I just thought when we first got back for that Villarreal game, we probably hadn't trained. They trained after the match. This one, we had some minutes under the belt. I think this is probably the lineup he goes with against United. I think he actually starts Gyökeres. I was frustrated during the window, but now watching him play, if he links up like he did against Athletic Club, I think it makes a lot of sense. If he doesn't, then he'll struggle. But I thought there was things where it's just like he does things a 9 would do, where he fakes a run into the box, kind of stops right there. And C.O.C found him for a cutback. He mishit the shot. And then the header, the movement off of that was really good. Like, I ended up going back and watching the headers that he had, even if they weren't goals. And they weren't necessarily bad headers. It was actually keepers just making saves. A couple of bad headers. So movement off the ball, running down the channels. And I think with training, there was an emphasis on being a bit more direct, which you saw it in the first half, which was nice. The second goal, he literally holds it up, plays it to Odegaard one time. Odegaard with his weak foot over the top to Martinelli, and then lays it off to C.O.C for a tap-in. So there was things that I liked in that game that were addressed, moving the ball through the middle and getting up the field quicker. So I think he starts because we need that against United.
Yeah, you don't bring in a guy and pay that much for him and not start him.
I love both players. Like Kai, even for the third goal, looked ridiculous. I was actually like, he's not getting bullied off the ball anymore, which I think is going to help him because he should be strong. If he is, and he's not getting like bodied off the ball, he's actually a good player. So I like having both options. I think he starts with the lineup against Athletic Club again.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, the player that scares me the most, and we've talked about him a ton, is Zubamendi. He was the one player that, oh, hell yeah. That's clean. That's clean. He was the one player that didn't play when United played Sociedad, and it was like a major turning point in the Europa League thing because we just steamrolled Sociedad because he wasn't playing. With United's midfield and the way that they're going to set up in this game, like having a player of that quality, and if United's press isn't good, like he will torch United, and it could get ugly fast. So that's why he's the most.
Yeah. What I found interesting in the last preseason game is that him and Rice alternated being the deep man in the pivot, which I think is really interesting because I think you can get a little bit of it. I don't know. They're both good as an 8. Zubamendi needs to work on it more, but I found that really interesting. One will kind of play through lines, but like pass forward, and then Rice had the long ball to Saka a couple times. So that was pretty interesting to see. But yeah, I think based on all preseason, he's played really well. I just love the tempo setter. He's been a lot better than I thought he would be, kind of matching what he does for Spain when he gets some minutes. And Sociedad's a bit more conservative, but I've really liked what I've seen for him for the start of this preseason.
Yeah, I don't know, he's fucking class. I'm jealous that you guys have him because I think he's awesome.
I thought he was going to struggle athletically, but he's been winning tackles. He gets in front of everything. He's been really good defensively too. So I'm really excited.
Yeah. So, I mean, you said how you thought Arsenal's going to line up. I'm going to go under the assumption that Sesko doesn't start. And if he does play, it'll be off the bench. And I think United go to that false 9 look. I just don't think it'll be with Mount this time. In the last preseason game, they had Mount as the false 9. And that's not to say that Mount didn't do well. He actually played really well as this false 9 role. But I think you have to combat the midfields. And I'd much rather see some variation of Ugarte and either Casemiro or Menu, or instead of playing a striker, because I think that if United go out there and they put Bruno and Casemiro out there, it's game over before it even starts. And that's not because I don't think Bruno can play in the 8. It just simply comes down to the fact that Casemiro is not athletic enough to compete with Zubamendi or Rice. And it'll be game over before it starts. So I'm hoping that's how they run it out there. And then like my matchup to watch is Dorgu versus Saka. Dorgu's been our best player for me all preseason. And if he can somewhat force Saka back, right? If there's some way that he can get him going in the opposite direction, that'll be helpful.
I think Højlund will probably start. I think you just need to play with some sort of goal threat. I genuinely like what you guys.
Did you hear yourself there?
Yes.
Did you hear yourself there?
Yes.
Goal threat Højlund.
That's well, I'm just preparing myself for that. Like, I think it has to be a striker. Like, we're going to have the majority of the ball. Like,
yeah,
they're going to want a runner to get out, and I think that's the option. So I think he'll play. I don't think Saka will. I'm not worried.
No, and I'm not saying you should be. I'm just saying if there's a way for United to win this match, it's through Dorgu. And it's because he can potentially keep Saka, in deeper spaces. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. That's how I would try to attack it if I was the manager. That's why you have wingbacks, right?
Yeah, I know. I just think Timber will handle that. Better 1v1 defender. Like, I think if we were playing a different team, you might get Ben White, but I don't know. Who the hell knows, man? You guys are such a clusterfuck that I don't know what to expect.
But they rise to the occasion.
And it scares the shit out of me. I gotta say, like, it's like I really don't want to get off to a bad start. but it's a difficult. Like it's a rivalry game. It's at Old Trafford. Like
Yeah.
Form or whatever they were
like,
last year is out of the table. It's a one-off.
If we're timid, then it might be a long day. But I think if we approach it with the right attitude, we should go in there.
Not with Hoyland up top.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's not playing. So
Hoyland?
No.
I believe it.
He didn't get minutes in the last.
Manu makes sense to me, but we'll see what you guys do.
Would you go Manu and Ugarte?
Well, I don't see Manu's best position in this system, and that's kind of my biggest fear with the setup is what is his best position in the setup? Like him and Baleba next to each other in theory, it's just two really progressive ball carriers, right? So I don't know if that works. And then in the 10s, you just got Cunha and Mbumo, so I think that's kind of the idea for what those 10s look like. So that's the problem because there's no question of how talented he is, but the big question is where does he fit in? That's where I struggle.
I think I think it's the 8, and I think that if you get a guy like Baleba, the succession plan is for him to take over for Bruno at some point. I think the idea that Manu can't play in the 8 is so ludicrous to me because people just look at and the not natural fit thing is also crazy to me because he's so young and he's so good at a multitude of different things that to just write him off because the system is a little different and he'd have to learn it is weird because like he wasn't learning this position last year. He was learning the 10. And because it was out of necessity, we were playing Garnacho and a mix.
I thought that was his best spot in the system last year. I thought
he's not Mila's talked about it. He's not a goal scorer like that. And so putting him in those positions, while yes,
score some good goals.
He can score some good goals, but that's not a strong suit. Yeah. You want him in those positions where he can take the ball and push it forward.
That's what Baleba likes to do.
Yeah, but he's also
Baleba likes to push it forward.
He's a better
crazy physically.
That's what a pivot is for. You can both do it.
Yeah, Baleba is that's the issue is there's no good partner next to Bruno or Manu, in my opinion. Like Ugarte has the legs to do the work, but he's not good at progressing the ball that way or passing the ball that way. So then it's not a good fit.
Destroyer.
And then Baleba, if think about it, the idea for me is like if you had Baleba next to Bruno or Manu, if he was able to progress the ball, it's just an option. Like you have to keep the other team on their toes. Like teams are looking at Ugarte and going trigger press, game over. You can just pull it straight off of him. But if it was a guy like Baleba, you can't do that. He will torch you in that way. So and also we just don't build up through the middle either. It's just not the thing that we do.
True that.
That's the one thing I've learned. We don't go through the middle unless it's a long ball through. To your point, Facundo, that could totally be why a striker plays.
Have you played Mbumo or Cunha in the 9 at all in preseason?
They've played when they play Bruno up top there or Mount, it's just like a revolving door of those guys just constantly playing in the 9.
Okay, because that could work, but I don't.
Look, there's no good answers. Like the best answer would be C.O.C plays. And that's honestly my only reasoning for why I think he could potentially start in this match is because it's out of necessity. But
this is the same conversation Amarim's having with his staff.
Probably.
If I see that on Sunday morning, I'm going to be like, oh my God, dude, I'm going to hate my life even more.
You're in for one if a player can get up. Like there'd have to be an agreement between the coach and the player.
I'd love to see C.O.C jumping as high as he can in the air. Oh, it'd be great.
That's the only way United win this match is if they just somehow become super lethal on the counter.
Oh, do it in Fergie time. Get a brace.
But we're a much better side. I can tell you that this game is going to be scrappy. That's why I'm predicting a 2-2.
I was going to predict a 2-2, Dylan.
Look, I'm not confident enough to predict a win, not after the season that they produced, but I am confident enough to say that we like a draw against Arsenal.
Yeah, you do. Mm-hmm.
So,
agreed.
Facundo, if you predicted a 4-0 win, I wouldn't even blame you. You wouldn't get much of an argument out of me.
It's going to be a 1-0 from him.
No, I was going to say 2-0.
Yep, I have no argument against it.
How many from open play?
Oh my God.
That argument sucks.
We're so back. Hell yeah.
The worst part is that's 100% how you guys are scoring because we're awful.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
awful at set pieces.
Yeah.
Defending them. And no, it would be a good way to score. I watched us concede one of the worst set piece goals.
You couldn't even add it onto Arsenal tax because United are horrific at defending them. Yeah, fair enough.
We are better at taking them now. That was new. It's a new wrinkle. Maybe that's how it'll end too. Is all set pieces.
I'm going 2-1.
Who?
For her?
Yeah. What a fucking joke.
I think you guys are gonna have a passionate start to this season, and then certainly drop off after this first game. But I could totally see you guys taking points off Arsenal, and then
That would be pretty
proceeding to lose like 3 in a row.
Yeah.
That also makes sense.
I could see a frustrated hair flick from Odegaard. Yeah, zoom in. I can see it.
I don't know. At Old Trafford, I think there's always a chance that you guys can come away with something.
Yeah.
But
So I'm hearing I'm an underdog.
you're not an underdog.
Well,
It's
then.
just a rivalry game. So
Just
anything
around
can
haters, bro.
happen.
That's all
I
that
think on
is.
paper,
It's okay,
Arsenal should walk away with the win. But in my gut, I got United walking away with the 2-1 win.
Hell yeah.
Oh
so bad.
my god.
We're so back.
I'm relying on your coach being so inept that we get a result. That's really what I'm relying on, and it's gonna happen.
There's really not that many options that he's got to go with still. So
No, you're gonna have center backs in midfield. Okay, thank you.
everyone puts their center backs in midfield. That's not new.
I don't know about that.
Everyone does it.
I do
Stones
that.
did it.
I saw Gahey do it last year, even.
Everyone does it. We just get cooked because it's Casemiro that's in front of them or alongside him. Like I think he walked into it and was like, oh yeah, we can do this, and then realized like, oh no, not. With
Oh, yeah,
these
he
guys.
had no idea. He thought he had an
Yeah.
idea what he was walking into, and he didn't.
I'll say this: the only player that I'm actually scared of in your team is Mbumo. That's the only guy that actually is like, okay, please don't have some sort of stupid performance against us.
He's going to.
Can you take the Brentford out of the man?
He was good. What?
I hope so. What?
No, I'm saying I thought you were talking about a jammy goal, maybe. That's how I always envision just the ball bouncing around, wallop.
Well, I fucking hope he has 8 of those.
Yeah, I mean, you have better attacking quality, so that's really just. I have no idea what to expect. I haven't seen you guys play, and I just think it's so new that I'm like, it's not 15th or whatever you finished last year. Like this is you're probably a top 7-8 team in the league. I think. Like,
yeah. No, it's a much better side. It's a much better side, and to Milo's point, like in these rivalry games, anything can happen. Anything.
I hope not. Please.
Well, I hope we kick your guys' ass, but whatever. Breakout player of the year. So we always predict our awards. We don't really want to do young player of the year. It's a media award. So for the first ever time in Cock history, we're gonna have the Cock breakout player of the year. So this has to be a player that has not, like, it isn't a known commodity. I don't have any examples. You guys can go first, and then we'll go from there. But does anybody have one right now? Because I currently don't have one.
The easiest one for me.
I had a really easy one, but the way you phrased that,
is Bob.
I don't know if my guy qualifies.
Like, he's
either.
not a known commodity.
Bob is a good shout.
In a year, we just really like him, and we talk about him a lot on here. But I don't think most people are aware of.
No, he's definitely qualified, brother.
Yeah, he qualifies.
Yeah.
Say it louder.
I don't. Oscar Bob. I don't think we need to go too in depth about what he can do, but I'm hoping he can ramp up and continue on all the success he was having with the little limited minutes that he was getting before. But like we were talking about earlier in the pod, certain moves could hinder this. So this is all with an asterisk. Hoping either way, if that does happen, that he's a different profile from a Rodrigo and he could still make an impact on the team. I think his minutes would just be cut down. Either way, though, I think he's going to be great for the squad, and he's not going anywhere. So he'll definitely make his mark on the Premier League, so long as he stays fit.
God, he's so awesome. That's our one City player that I think we all just adore more than anything, or at least
I'm a big fan of
he
Bob.
claimed me. Yeah,
Yeah,
Facundo doesn't.
adore any of them. Yeah, no.
He only wants them later on.
Would we consider a one Esteval to be a known commodity?
No.
because I don't think it's necessarily.
Could we consider him a
for sure that
breakout
he's gonna
player of the
play a
year?
lot.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'll allow
I think
it.
it's a bit of a gamble. Yeah.
I already talked about it on this pod, so I don't need to talk about him here. This works out perfectly. But I mean, we've been waiting on him for 18 months, give or take, what we're going to see. And again, he's 18 years old, so really not too sure, but we've heard so much gas. We saw it against us in the Club World Cup. He looks ready to roll. I think he's definitely going to get minutes this year. We're in 4 competitions. He'll definitely get cup minutes, but I think he can absolutely fight for minutes off the right with Neto. And again, Neto's not going to be able to play every game. I think last year we didn't even really realize it, but Pedro Neto, that was probably one of the first years he's played 50 plus games. So I think Esteval is definitely going to get his chance this year. And I think from what we saw in preseason, just his IQ, his maturity, I think he's absolutely going to light the league on fire.
Yeah,
Excited
he's
to
like the
see him
most.
for sure.
He's the most exciting prospect to come into the league in some time.
Bro, him and Palmer hoops. Like
Yeah.
Palmer would get the ball and just look up, find him, ping it. Like he immediately was like, "Oh, someone gets me. Someone knows what I'm trying to do over here." And so the fact that they can't even talk, like there's no way they can communicate with words. Just one mindless look from my number 10, Esteval knows where to go. So I'm really excited for this link up. I think it's really going to help in terms of our phase 2, being able to interchange in the attack. I'm excited, man. And I think Esteval's going to play a huge part. You like that, Facundo?
Phase 2. Oh my god. Yeah, I would agree. That's your player.
Thanks.
Am I going now?
Yeah, you got it.
Please.
Are we going from our own teams or like?
No,
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be. We're
necessarily
just
have
very
to.
biased.
Yeah, no, I'm doing it. Max Dowman.
Yeah,
He's going to play this year, you think?
I would like to see some minutes. That would be kind of cool. But
He looked good.
Yeah, it's preseason, so I don't want to like take anything like
Too much. Yeah.
But there's for sure some promise there. Like holy crap.
You can dream a bit.
Wouldn't want to have Facundo dreaming about 15-year-olds.
Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, he's been really impressive. He's been playing more out wide, which I think when you're younger, we did it with Ethan. You can see a little bit more of the field, so it helps you as a younger player rather than playing in that 10. I think that's where he'll eventually play. But yeah, just really good with ball at the feet. So
he looked really good in your guys' team, no doubt. You're getting a lot of flack early on in the preseason, and I feel like he was the bright spot, at least from what I heard, where just on the eye, it just looked good.
yeah, I mean, I'd only seen clips, so like getting to see him like actually play was cool. I wish you could have played a little bit in this last one in front of the home crowd, but we'll see. Hopefully he gets some minutes. I think he probably will. He showed he like at least made a case to have a conversation
Definitely made a case.
about it. It probably doesn't happen, but that'd be pretty cool.
Madueke might have blocked that pathway
No,
in the short term.
there's no blocking pathways. I think like if you have a player that's good, you're probably gonna have to leave a senior level player out, but like
He'll find his way into the first team.
Do you keep
at some point in
Madueke
his
on the
career.
matchday squad? Do you take out a Marino out of the matchday squad? Like, well,
I'm just fucking with you. He'll definitely get his shot in due time. I think he'll probably get a few chances here and there at his age, but he'll definitely.
It's
be
just
the
tough,
first
bro.
team
You're
field.
15. Like, what the
Right.
hell?
It's gonna be tough
In
to
school.
break
I
out,
can't
but
imagine being that
here
good at
for
that
it.
age. That is ridiculous.
No, it is ridiculous.
Unless you're Dylan.
My breakout player is Florian Wirtz. No, I'm kidding. Fuck that guy. I was gonna say something about him getting a shot at a small club, getting minutes, but it's a stupid joke.
Nice.
Sorry, I apologize. On the theme of keeping it with our teams, I'm gonna go Aiden Heaven. I think that he wins the left center back spot for United. I am so high on this player.
The Butcher? What about the Butcher?
The Butcher just tore his ACL, and so
true.
I think that they'll split minutes this year. I think Lissandro Martinez is a criminally underrated player, but I really think Aiden Heaven, in terms of physicality, profile, and just his passing array, is really good. And the idea of him and Euro becoming a partnership for the foreseeable future is really exciting. And so I'm very high on Aiden Heaven as a player. I thought him, Euro, and Dorgu were our three guys this preseason where I was like, these guys are legit, and I don't care about the age. I think they just need to play. So, yeah. Aiden Heaven.
I love Heaven.
He's so good. He's so
one
good.
of Karen's very own. Nice.
And now, let's wrap it up with Cox Player of the Year.
Is this full, like,
Our
who Player of the Year?
Premier League Player of the Year.
MVP.
Wow.
I got Holland. I think he's going to score. I think he's going to score like 40 plus goals. So I think that'll probably get you an award or two. So regardless of where they finish, I think City are going to have a ton of output and he'll be in the middle of it. Really easy pick.
Yeah.
Super safe.
I've been saying I think he's going to win the Ballon d'Or this year. So I can't back down from that idea. If he's winning the Ballon d'Or, he better win the Player of the Year.
If he wins the Ballon d'Or, he's not even going to get nominated for Player of the Year in the Premier League.
That's also probably a good point.
My Player of the Year is Holland.
Yeah. Unless he literally falls off a cliff, like this team got significantly.
Yeah, and only scores 30 goals.
No, this year was the fall off period. So if he oh fuck.
Yeah, I got Holland.
Good. Yeah, Sam. What about you two?
I want to hear what Facundo has, so I can offer.
I'm not giving anybody from my and a team other than my own. I have Bukayo. If we're gonna win the league, he was creating an insane amount of chances last year. I think Havertz and Gyökeres are good options. They'll get on the end of some of those. Probably boost those numbers. Would like to see some more goals from him, but I think he is the best player in our team. So, yeah,
can agree on that.
And you actually gave him. He's really good at crossing the ball, and you gave him a striker. So curious to see.
Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know if this is just a preseason thing or if it was just a portion of the match or whatever, but they had him where Odegaard plays in the like out of possession in defense. He just plays as like the second, like in a 4-4-2, the second one. Yeah. They had Saka there and then Odegaard out wide to the right. I'm probably overthinking this, but that's not going to happen. But I don't know. Who the hell knows? I think he'll probably be our best player if we win the league. So that's my guess. I'm manifesting.
Did you really want me to pick a United player for my Player of the Year?
No,
I did that last year. It didn't really pan out for me well.
I'm a little shocked that Grant didn't.
I thought he was going to go Palmer,
but
yeah,
I did that last year.
He did it already, so now you can go, Mila. Go. You have it on record.
I'm doing a little bit of a way too early prediction and saying that Reinders is going to be Player of the Year. But he was midfielder of the year in the Serie A last year, and he's basically reached his prime this year. This is his prime years.
Who was the MVP of Serie A?
Scott McTominay!
Yeah, who was the MVP of Serie A?
He was Player of the Year. I said midfielder of the year.
But McTominay's MVP is like that trumps it.
Doesn't okay. It's still an award that he won. And I think he's better, so it's fine.
What?
McTominay.
You think Reinders is a better midfielder than Scott McTominay?
You ever watch McTominay play full 90 minutes, Mila? Just because he plays over in Italy.
I'm with you, Mila. So continue your point.
I gotta go, so I don't give a fuck. Yeah, Reinders, what he's gonna do just in box crashing, extra options in terms of creativity, goals, and just being a consistent face in that midfield. I think he's gonna play probably the most minutes on our team outside of. Honestly, I can't even say the goalies because I don't know what the hell's gonna happen with the goalies. So I have Reinders playing the most minutes this season, and I think he's just going to be our most important player if we play the way that I'm hoping we're going to play it this season, and we have the results we do. I have him being our best player and therefore player of the year.
Should have let you cook me. That's a fair argument.
Nah.
So sorry.
Nah. Well, there are cock way too early season predictions for 2 awards. Hell yeah.
2 awards. Yeah, we got to pick the top assist man next week.
Yeah, right. Well, hopefully by the next time you're seeing this,
that's who I'll pick Palmer for.
United have 3 points. Arsenal, Chelsea, and City have none. And yeah, hopefully that's how that goes.
I disagree.
Why would you disagree?
You guys can have 3 points. That's fine, but I don't think I'd be very happy if we didn't get any
hope
points.
all the relegation teams pick up points.
Yeah, go
Burnley play Tottenham. That'd be funny. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, I'm good too. Alrighty, then let's end it, shall we?
Yeah.
Well, from myself, Mila, Grant, Facundo, thank you as always for joining us to talk Arsenal. We have been Clash of Clubs. This has been Season 2, Episode 57. And we will see you guys in the next one.
2 words for him. Different gravy. Glorious goal! Wreathed in red. We're really seeing the most extraordinary finish here. On this day of days, has he delivered? Just magnificent! Potentially life-changing! That's football. Minute you let it under your skin, then you begin to make it better.